Initiating moisture.
Moist meters, trains, two words that have nothing to do with one another, and yet those two words will collide on this analysis of the new movie, The Commuter, starring Liam Neeson. Train enthusiasts have been having a fucking field day with all these Hollywood blockbusters about trains coming out. And by a field day, I mean there's been two movies about trains, which I guess is infinitely more than the last decade or so. First, there was The Murder on the Orient Express. I didn't make a moist meter on it, and I know many of you probably had sleepless nights wondering my opinion of the movie, so I'll give it away now. I thought it was a good movie. And now there's this one, The Commuter, and I thought it was going to be far shittier than it turned out to be. In fact, I even came up with a really clever play on words. The Commuter, more like Murder on the Orient Express, because the movie's boring. But it wasn't boring, so that's no longer applicable. That's not to say it was a really good movie. It was an above-average movie, slightly. It tried to be more than just an action movie, which I can respect, but it didn't do it super well. Everything was very predictable. It was very formulaic. I don't think it really challenged anyone to think and, or had anyone on the edge of the seat. Oh, who is Prin? Who is the witness? Because you could pretty much figure it out the second they introduced the character. But that's not to say it was a bad movie, because it didn't rely on suspense all that much, in my opinion. It had a lot of fun action. Decent dialogue. The writing wasn't bad. Some of the characters were dumb, just fucking dumb, but others were good. So Liam Neeson plays Liam Neeson on a train, and Liam Neeson on a train gets an offer to look for somebody and bug their bag. And you can kind of understand that it implies they're gonna kill the person whose bag gets bugged. But he gets $100,000 if he does it, so then he starts doing it and shit unfolds, and it's morally wrong, and Liam Neeson has always been the epitome of justice and truth and victory and erections. So Liam Neeson doesn't go through with it, and he turns the tables on the bad guys. I don't mean to spoil anything. I know we're really getting off script here by me unleashing all of the plot secrets. But anyway, it's not a bad movie. It's very predictable. Everything's very formulaic, but it's still fun to watch. It tried to be more than just an action movie. It didn't really excel in suspense or making the audience question who is the person Liam Neeson is looking for. Who is Prin? I think most people were able to figure out who Prin was the second the character was introduced. I'd also like to make a little side note on my little camera here. It actually has a box around his head because it recognizes him as a person in this video. So now it's kind of fucking creeping me out because that just popped up. Now I feel like he's haunted, like an actual ghost is there in this video right here. But anyway, it was fun. It was a fun movie. There was nothing super great about it, but it wasn't bad. This is just another movie where I don't have a whole lot to say because it's like every other action movie that tries to be a little bit more. It doesn't excel in the little bit more that it tries to fiddle its dick into, but it does well as being just an entertaining thrill ride. It has a good cast. It has good writing and good acting for the most part. Some characters fucking suck. Some are decent. I have to point out the biggest fucking plot hole that all action movies like this have. The bad guys kill themselves for the most part. So Liam Neeson gets hired by the bad guys to find someone they don't know on this train. Well, logically, why wouldn't you just crash the train, take everyone out, and you guarantee that you have killed this person instead of relying on this wild card you know nothing about, who was an ex-cop? It's a recipe for disaster. And in the movie, they show that they even had measures to just derail the train and kill everybody, but now you've already included this ex-cop in here who's going to obviously try and stop that. It's just silly. Why would you even bother? It's fucking dumb, and they give a little bit of justification for why they wouldn't just immediately derail the train, but it's silly, and it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Like every other Liam Neeson action movie, though, anytime there was any type of hand-to-hand combat, or pretty much anything if he's jumping over a fence, if he's even moving, you're getting about 15 cuts, and it's going to be jarring. You're not going to know what's going on or why. I also really kind of liked in this movie how Liam Neeson wasn't really all that good at investigating. It started off like he kind of knew what he was doing, and he was good at kind of getting the ball rolling and getting some suspects, and he understood how to get everyone in the ball game and in his mental notes of who it could be. And then towards the end of the movie, he just says, fuck that, pulls out a gun. Who is the person I'm looking for? Which one of you is it? oh god, okay, well it's not you, because everyone starts, giving him all the information possible. It's not me here because of this, it's not me because of this, not me because of this. And then one person, well, I guess it is me. And that's just kind of how it unfolds. So pretty much everything in the beginning was kind of worthless. Only one thing he needed to do, which was get everyone in a closed space, which he does at the end, and then just pull out a gun. It's an effective means of getting the information you need and finding the person you're looking for, but kind of makes it not all that exciting and all the clues not really meaning too fucking much. It's very clear this movie was a Liam Neeson movie from the get-go. Before they even had a script, before they even had a cast, they had a room full of dudes come together and say, let's make a movie about a train. Well, what's special about this train? Well, Liam Neeson's on that train. And then they went down the Liam Neeson checklist on everything that needs to be in a Liam Neeson movie, and they threw that shit into a big fucking pot. And then they, boiled that bitch, and now we have the Commuter in all its glory. And by all its glory, I mean in its very, very minimally above average glory. But I don't know, I just find that to be fun to watch, because you expect it from Liam Neeson, and it's entertaining. He delivers Liam Neeson. The Commuter should really just be called the Liam Neeson, and he's moving on a vehicle, and that vehicle happens to be a train. It's just, I don't have a whole lot to fucking say about this movie, but I saw it. People were asking me if I'd see it and make a moist meter on it, so I am. Let's just pop this shit into the moist meter. I'm giving it a 55%. It's not stellar. It's worth it if you like action movies, and I guess if you like to play a little bit of a game of who the bad guy is, or who the witness he's looking for is, even though I'm sure most of you will know right away. They make it blatantly obvious. It's fun to watch if you like just mindless action movies. It doesn't try to be a mindless action movie because it tries to make you guess who he needs to find, but it doesn't do a good job of it. But it's still fun. It's still a fun fucking movie, especially for a January shit show. It's not that big of a shit show. It's just decent. You can kick back, you can put one hand on your cock, the other hand on a Bible, and just watch some Liam Neeson on a train as the clock winds down and he has to find someone for, some reason. And then it has a happy ending like all Liam Neeson movies does. But yeah, it was fun. Probably worth seeing. See ya.